Hey, Desties and Bride friends. So, this is part two of my rundown with Ivory Perkins of Ivory Perkins Beauty. And we did a full rundown of my destination wedding and what we did, what we could have done better, all of that good stuff. You're here right now. This is part two. So, that means you've already listened to part one. So, if you haven't seen part one, please go back because there's really great stuff here. And this seriously just is the second half of it. It just continues. So if you don't know what happened in part one, part two might do something for you, but you get the full effect by listening to both. So do that. But now that we have done that and we're ready for part two, I hope that you enjoy it. One of the greatest things that we talked about was what to look for in your Desti Pro when you're hiring them, any of the warning signs when you're reaching out or dealing with them, what to do if there are any issues that you're really not really happy about, and then also like how to challenge and also how to channel your energy and make sure that you just stay on point and focus and thinking about the right things on the day of your wedding, because the distractions could be there, but it's really important to make sure that you enjoy the full process. So we talk about that a lot. And then in episode 3 that you listened to, more than likely, or however, Ivory was in episode 3. Probably should just say that just in case you're not following along in order. But back then we talked about like what you should do and what you should be thinking about, and in this one we talk more in detail about what you should be thinking about if you can't bring your professional. I brought Ivory with me. I hired her and brought her with me to do all of my beauty, hair, makeup for the wedding weekend. If you can't do that for any reason, what do you do? We talk about it. And it was really great. I split it into 2 because it just was entirely too long to keep as one. So I split it in half. I hope that you enjoy it. I know that you will. Ivory, thank you so very much for sharing everything. I can't wait to get you on for season 2. And season 2 is around the corner, which is why this Desti Marathon exists. So right now you're listening to every single episode, and I keep saying listening because there's the Desti Guide to Destination Weddings podcast. Clearly you're looking at me right now because we're on Desti TV, so I need to start saying watching, but that's the beautiful thing about it. I'll get used to it. We'll get used to it because every single day in 2019, I will be sharing a brand new video with you. So Monday through Thursday, it'll be you and I. Lots of tips, tricks, and advice to help you plan your destination wedding. I have so many Q&As that I've accumulated over these years, and this is the time for me to go ahead and do that. These will be shorter form. And then every Friday, I will continue with the interviews. So it could be a Desti Bride, it could be a Desti Pro, and you won't know if you don't subscribe. So I'm excited about it. You're excited about it. So hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you're notified whenever a new video comes. And if you're planning your wedding, let me know. That's the whole thing. Let us know. It's so important. Give me that hashtag, I'm a Desti, and let me know when you're getting married and where you're getting married so that I can help you. You tell me where you're getting married, and then I'm able to give you the advice that makes the most sense to you. So I'm really excited about this. I hope that you guys are too. I'm already getting all types of great responses about this. So many 2019 and 2020 brides that are getting married all over the world. So this is so exciting. And yes, so I'm going to stop yammering so you can hear part 2 of my interview with Ivory Perkins of Ivory Perkins Beauty. All links and details of everything that Ivory and I spoke about are waiting for you in DESTILAND. 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 So make sure that you hit that link in the description and let me know if you have any questions. And until then, I will see you tomorrow. Yeah, so talking about spaces, what is important? What do we need to know about, the actual place where you're getting your makeup done? Because for me, you did it and you've had it in different places. So
Yeah.
the first time, say Thursday, you did my bathroom, which
Your
was
bathroom.
bathroom lighting,
Mm-hmm.
no natural light at all.
None.
And
No.
yeah, and then obviously between that space and then the actual
Bridal suite.
bridal suite, you
Mm-hmm.
had, like the kitchen, and it was
All
pretty
the
well lit. I tried
lights.
to make sure that it was well lit. Like, just in choosing the place, I knew that you at least needed to have great
Listen.
lighting. But what are things that, we need to make sure that we have going on when getting our
Uh,
makeup done?
so lighting is always going to be one of those concerns. Like if you can give your artist daylight, and your bridal suite had enough daylight to like pass on.
The big
That's
windows,
like,
yeah.
yeah. So that's like the best lighting you can have. Now to go to the bathroom lighting, here's what planning and preparation. It didn't matter what kind of lighting I had that day was because everything in my kit was for you. There was
So
no
you
way I
didn't
could
have
go
to,
wrong.
you could not match me because you already knew
No,
what you were
I already
doing.
knew. Yeah, you had to have laid out on the beach for the 2 days that I wasn't there or the 3 days that I wasn't there and be like 2 shades
I was about to say,
darker.
because I definitely was darker though.
You were darker, but you weren't darker where my kit wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, I was trying. I had my little hats, and I was trying to keep it
Well,
together ahead
you
of
told
time.
me that you were going to be there prior to everybody arriving. I was just like, yeah, right. Like, you don't tell somebody you got a cabana and like you're not going to be 2 shades darker when I
Right.
arrive.
Like the cabana's covered. Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
whatever.
But I just knew I was coming prepared. So it was like, it didn't matter if it was bathroom light or daylight. What was in my kit was in my kit, for you. And if we had, okay, so I hadn't met your bride friends yet. I just had photos of them.
Right.
So I just kind of like pulled into the pieces. It was one of those, I don't know, like job things that, you know how you can like add math real fast in your head, or like it's just one of those things I just was
It
like,
just
I can see
computed. It
color. Yeah,
automatically computed for you.
could see color. Yeah, and I just brought it. I mean, okay, so eyeshadows, blush, eyeliner, lashes, like all of that stuff can be selected across the board. But bringing concealers and foundations in the right shades and tones was the only thing that was like, make sure you have a good amount.
So, what what was good and what could have been better about the space and the bridal suite for you to do our makeup?
The bridal suite was legit. Like there were electrical sockets nearby,
Okay.
like right at the island where I was doing your makeup. So I didn't have to go far. I literally think I had to turn your chair around so I could do your
And you
face,
did
and
have
then
and the bar stool was important to have a bar
yeah,
stool, right?
yeah, so yes, having a high back chair
Mm-hmm.
is good. And if your artist is short, then having a chair that can like adjust, up or
Ooh.
down,
Mm.
like an office chair. It doesn't have to be like how your hotel room you get an office chair, like something for that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. But bar stool, high back. So make sure you have a back because you're going to have your eyes closed. You might be nervous. You're going to need that little support for you.
Right.
But yeah, high back chair. We had a clean tabletop, clear
Right.
tabletop. Nothing was in the way. Electrical sockets, and that was it. I mean, and good lighting and daylight. By all means, like if so, let's just say, for example, we had gotten into your bridal suite and we didn't have that kind of lighting in that living room, kind of dining
Kitchen.
room, kitchen area.
Right.
Your bridal suite bedroom would have been face to that window and like made it happen like that. Towel, and I would have worked just that way. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So
Because
just set up near the best lighting.
yeah, yeah, the best lighting, day lighting is the best lighting, and that's for photography in general. Face the light. Like a lot of people, you like, why am I look dark in this photo and this photo has better? You just have to face the light. So any of the rooms that had the best window, best light coming in, and it doesn't mean sun. Like I don't need the sun shining in your face. I just need you facing the window, like having the daylight on you. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing. Yeah. I mean, I would have been okay with no chair, no table. Please don't take my daylight away. Like we needed the daylight. Because while I had the complexions for you, like the shades to match for you, there's still some continuity that has to be streamlined. That your bronzer and contour, I'm not using too much highlighter. I still need to see how much I'm using of the products too.
Right.
But yeah, I think ask your artist what she needs. I know makeup artists who sit down and work. Like, that's not my thing, but I know makeup artists
that down.
Yeah, they sit you down and they sit down on the same level and do your makeup just like that. And I mean, I'm not a stickler for standing or sitting. Whatever gets the face done the way the bride needs it to be is fine. But ask your artist how she works. Because sometimes we're just adjusting ourselves to work within your space. So let's just say I was a sit down artist, right? Mm-hmm. But in your hotel room, we did your trial. There was no space for both of us to be sitting down and doing makeup. So I just stood up. But if I'm a sit down makeup artist and I got to your bridal suite, I sure enough would have pulled up a bar chair beside you and, did my work. And who knows how that would have made you feel. Like, she's sitting down. Is she legit sitting down doing my makeup?
So. Is that a question? Like, if someone asked you before they decided to book you for a trial, are you a sitting or standing artist? Would that be a weird question? Or you think as a professional you would kind of...
No question is weird coming from a bride. No question is weird coming from a bride, because brides don't know. And I don't want to say like shame on you beauty pros who like make brides feel bad.
Yes,
because they don't know.
Actually,
yeah,
yes. You were the professional, not me. And if I was a professional, I wouldn't need you.
Need you technically. So like it's almost, like being mad at the school teacher because the kid doesn't know how to draw the letter K. Like you have to educate them, and then you get some understanding. So
possibly.
Hopefully. Hopefully. So ask your beauty pro. If you don't know, ask your pro. And if ever you get a little attitude from them, or you feel like it's a hassle to communicate with them, I would strongly reevaluate having them. Because what happens here is likely what you may experience there.
Right.
So if you can't say to her, like, hey, I know I said I don't want to do a red lip for the reception, but what do you think about that? I think I want to do that. And she's just like, well, I just feel like if she just keeps putting it back in your court, whatever you want to do, what do you think? No, I'm asking you because you're the professional, not for you to, give it back to me. Maybe I might want to rethink this. If you have enough time to rethink it. Hands down. You don't, oh my God, if we would have been in Mexico and you would have been like, hey, I need you to help me with my bridal, help me check into my bridal suite. I'm like,
I got a spa appointment.
Yeah, you would.
No, exactly. You don't.
No, you don't.
But the reality is, at that point, you're stuck. Like, if you would have played me at any point, I would have just been mad at myself.
But that's the thing, though.
And then it would have been like, this is so true, because I'm just putting myself in that position, thinking about it. If you would have played me on that or whatever, nah, I can't.
Not did what I said.
Mm-hmm. Then now I'm uncomfortable, and I have to still keep my shit together because I need you the next day, or I need you to do your thing. So now I gotta be uncomfortable, or I gotta sit on it, or I gotta swallow some stuff that's just not even fair and not even right. Yep. So, and
naturally, your guests are family and friends, so they're gonna ask, and your tribe is your tribe. As soon as you say, homegirl,
just
said this
me.
Or did this.
Yeah, let me tell you about her.
Your whole tribe is like,
Right. Yeah, it just changes. It just alters the whole energy, and that
it just really makes it uncomfortable. So it just circles back to being able to feel like you can trust that person, you can have a conversation with that person, and you can come to an agreement. Because sometimes you might want something that they know for a fact is not going to happen or not going to work out for you the best. And if you really want that, you guys have to be able to come to an agreement to say, okay, listen,
right.
You want to wear a red lip? Let's do a red lip until I'm finished your makeup completely and everything, and let you see what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like it, then fine.
Just
know that
I'm giving you the opportunity to say, yeah, you were right. And if you're the girl who's just like, I'm not going to let her know she was right, but she was right. Just be willing to accept, the choices that you've made or the decisions, that you've made. Because every time I was done with your makeup, I said, you like it? Get a mirror, go see.
Right.
And you say, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, hold up, wait.
What about this? Or we could just say, when you did my makeup, the first day, whatever day it was when you said skin or eyes, and I was like, skin. And then it was like, okay, you did skin. Okay, I want a little bit on my eyes. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know I said,
Yes.
I did miss skin, but
Yes.
can I
And
have a little more? Right?
and
I know
you
I
did.
said that, but
Yeah,
I
and you did
wanted
not need
both.
me in that moment to be like, well, you said skin on me.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, and all
Fine.
my
Since
whole
you...
kit is out. Everything, like, it was
Yeah.
not an inconvenience to ask for eyeshadow in that moment.
Yeah.
But had I made you feel that way, that would have kicked off our weekend, you know. And you definitely would have been like, she wasn't like that when we were in the U.S. Like, so you gotta, like I said, she doesn't have to be your bestie. Well, I like to say I'm your beauty bestie, but
you kind of are.
you have to definitely feel like I can trust this person, and you know they're not going to take advantage of the opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a vacation. She's taking this very much seriously, that this is still work for her no matter what the destination is. She cares about what's happening right now.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
I do too. So, day of wedding day,
my favorite day.
we had some things going on, y'all. I had to pull out a bride friend plan B. I had some technical difficulties.
Still my favorite day.
Still my favorite day, hands down.
Still my favorite day.
The beautiful thing about it was that my energy, I mean, I feel like I still did well. I'm just gonna say I did well.
You did.
I'll co-sign. I did very well.
You did better than most.
Thank you. But so you set up, and then there was a thing where we couldn't. What I didn't have a plan for. Well, I think we did have a plan, but then we just, because of the plan B situation, it just kind of was altered. So you ended up doing my bride friends first, and then you did me. And then there were times when you were trying to get me, but I just wasn't ready. You wanted to get started on me, and I just wasn't ready for whatever reason, be it emotional.
You were your bride moment.
I was right in my vows, and then the photographer was doing what the photographer was doing, and I was trying to keep my mind together, keep my shit together, so I didn't cut people out, and it was a whole thing. So how does that normally work for you, and what was? I know that there was room for improvement for me. But is it normal to do the bride first and then everybody else last, or what? How does that work?
So we were doing hair and makeup for you. So I was trying to get you in a chair so I could start prepping hair. Right? Like, I knew when I was going to do your makeup, I knew today, I think I told you at the night before, I was like, tomorrow we're airbrushing. Like, there's no reason for us not to airbrush. So I knew what the makeup game plan was for you. Thank you, trial, and thank you, knowing that Sarah, and I will say this, just a little side note, wedding day makeup always, in my opinion, looks better than trial makeup. Like, I look back at your trial makeup and it's nice, but when I look at the bridal photos, I'm like, oh my God, I love it. Like,
I did my thing.
It's just cute. No, it just looks so good. And when you see your bride's facial expressions, like how they smile and look endearing and stuff, it just really just shows the effort that was, put into it. But I knew I was airbrushing you, so I just really wanted to get you in the chair so we can plan. Because I think at that time you definitely knew you wanted a ponytail. Like, you were already prepping to do a ponytail. So I was like, well, we're going to do a ponytail. We talked about curls.
Right.
So I'm like, plug the curlers up. I can do a bride friend. I'll put some curls in her hair, pin that, and then let her do her thing. And I think that's where I just was trying to get you in the chair. But I don't, even the most well-prepared bride writes something new to her vows the day of. Right. So you weren't doing anything that I hadn't seen before. Like, it was typical bride, to me, just typical bridal energy, typical bride, tippy-toe walking around trying to find the stuff that's already in place. Like, it was for me.
That's funny. Finding stuff. Where's this? Oh, okay.
It's right here. Yes.
Okay, what about this? Oh, yeah, that's where it's supposed to be. So it's just me.
Book? Yeah, it's just you.
It's just me that's not where she's supposed to be. Okay.
I know what you need to find. A seat over there.
Yeah. You did. You need to eat.
You need to eat. Yeah. It was those kind of things. So I don't have any critiques for what you could have done different or anything like that. I think for the next bride moving forward. So what I will say is that I appreciate having breakfast for me when I showed up, because that was in my head leaving the room. I was just like, should I have the front desk wake me up earlier so that I can like get a breakfast in? And I was like, nah, I'm gonna just sleep and like, get there and we'll figure it out. And you had breakfast laid out and I was like, yes, she cares about me. She cares about my tummy. So that's a really nice gesture to like feed somebody in general. Right. So to have food and drinks available for your pro when they show up is a good takeaway. And I would say don't try to control your emotion. Like, that's your day. You're supposed to feel how you feel. If you can't tell already from episode 3 and today, like I like to be easy breezy with my clients. I don't want to put no restraints on you. I'll reel you in when I need to. Right. I mean, I had to reel you in, and that's okay, because in my profession, I expected you to. I even told you, like, I don't think I'm going to cry. It's like, all brides cry on me. Like, who are you trying to play? Like, all brides cry. Let's stop faking.
I didn't cry down the aisle, though.
You did not. And I'm going to give Che like 8 points on this, because I was waiting for the first tear to fall. Like, that's just, as a pro, you just like waiting for it. Like, how is that going to react? Did I do my best work? And as soon, I want to say it got halfway to your cheek, and he just went in his pocket and pulled out I was like, yes, Che, you better get that tear before it gets down to the lip line and like, do that. Just like, I was like loving it. And okay, so I will say this. So I did watch your ceremony from like a pro perspective. And I remember when I was done with your makeup, we were trying to decide on lip, right? And then you were like, I don't know if I want lipstick. Let's just do like a really cute, nice gloss. Yeah. And so, but guys, grooms, they always wipe their, like I feel like it's a disrespect to kiss me and then wipe your lips directly after.
Yeah.
I don't care if it is lipstick, you know?
Yes, I agree.
I mean, like, let it sit for 2 seconds and then be like, do a tissue. So I look for that from my grooms when they kiss my bride. Like, dang, did I do too much lip gloss? Did we use the right, lip product? Did it transfer onto him? And so you guys had such an endearing ceremony. You were like kissy fish all through it. Like, there was no...
Yeah.
It was so...
Everybody's talking about that. Like, you're supposed to kiss at the end. Y'all was kissing the whole time.
Heck no. You kiss your boo when you see your boo. Like,
that was great. That was just normal.
I loved it. And never once did he, like, go for the corner of his lips or, like, on his wrist, wipe his mouth. Like, none of that. So I was just like, okay, it was a good choice doing that, gloss situation. And I think that was, pretty much it for you. Like, you were great for ceremony. You were great for, like, you weren't picking at your lashes. Like, some people have those nervous tics where they like bite their nails. I love being glammed up.
So I think I was very comfortable, but that also is largely due to just feeling comfortable. Airbrush is light, is all get out. So I never felt like I had on makeup the whole night. I never felt like I had on makeup. Good. The only thing that was ever in my mind, and that's just because I knew how the photos were like right there,
close,
how close they were, was just like my lip. I didn't want to like take pictures and not have lipstick on because I knew the rest of my face was done up. So that was my only thing. And I remember being more self-conscious about it than I should have been, because everyone else, including you, were telling me, like, no, you're fine.
Fine.
Like, you're good. I'm like, you sure? Because I know I've been kissing and I know I've been doing this and I've been taking stuff.
Fine.
And everybody's like, you're fine.
But guess what? And then at some point I just left you and I ran and grabbed lip gloss, because in my opinion, if my bride isn't, that goes to comfort. Like,
if I keep saying it, fine. Please just give me some.
It. Yeah, just do it. I probably could have
just fake. You could have acted like you.
You would have been just fine. I could have faked it, and you would have been like, "Thank you so much, Ivory."
Right? Yes. Yes. This looks a zillion times better.
This is what we talk about being comfortable with your beauty pro. She's got your back, but if you need to be put at ease, you have to be put at ease, whatever that is. But yeah, I definitely loved your ceremony. day, just getting ready, like the
No, about the
music.
order. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I
Good
did. I had
playlist.
that too. I worked together my little playlist. It was my hitched playlist that I've been
Yeah, it was nice.
collecting with just all of my favorite songs, love
I kind of
songs,
like
and
low key
everything.
added some songs to my playlist. It was like,
You was shazamming.
yes, I sure was. I sure was.
But the order, is it normal to do it? Like, do you have like a normally? Do you? I know you're very easy breezy, but is it like
Yeah.
bride friends then bride or bride then like?
Yeah.
Is there some sort of rule that you
Order
do
to
kind of?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the service is easy breezy for you. In my head, it's not that way. So yeah, it is planned out. It's the person who had the bridesmaid or bride friend who has the most responsibility. I get them out the way first.
Ooh, so that worked
So
out nicely.
yeah, so whoever
Whether we wanted it
exactly.
that way or not, that worked out
So
quite
yes,
wonderfully.
so whoever has the most responsibility needs to get done first. Point. I mean, it's speaks for itself. You're going to need her or that person, later on to do stuff. They need to be already done, and then everybody else, to follow. For me, I like to do the bride last because I think by the time you got to my chair, you didn't know what to do with your energy. And I like it at that place because then I know what to do with your energy because you've been running around already. You've been listening to songs that make you cry and think about how to write your vows and stuff. So like, it's like, like when you take a kid to a park or, Sparky to the park, run them out, let them run. Because when she gets to me, she's going to be ready for a drink and like a woosah, moment.
Right.
So I like to do my brides last, and I like to give myself an hour and a half to 2 hours with my bride because a lot of the times they just need that time to be still. And you got to eat a whole meal. Like some brides just take a couple bites.
Yeah, I really seriously, y'all, sat in the chair as she curled my ponytail.
Yeah.
And I can't wait because Jenya was getting me the getting ready photos. I can't wait to really see these because they have to be hilarious. But I'm sitting in the chair. And it's like we're right in between, like we're in the kitchen area, but it's like the island. So I'm sitting. Yeah. I've got one foot up. I lotioned. I don't know what I did first, but I ended up
everything
eating a full bomb ass salad. It was so good.
Salad, yes.
Ooh, it was good. But I ate my salad, had my little drink. I lotioned myself. I did so much stuff in that chair. Yeah. And then I still had enough energy to flip out a little bit and to have to be reminded and had my energy reeled in.
Yes.
Which was beautiful. I could not imagine anyone, like someone who didn't have that sort of energy, just like and I know all professionals are professionals, and in my mind, you're the best person in the whole world. So if anyone could ever get anybody, then this is who you need, of course.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. But it's really important I didn't realize how important it was to really have a positive energy that you could connect with, because when you're in that moment and you're freaking out and I'm like, I don't want to be late. And everybody's like, you're not late. And I'm going, well, but I don't want to be. And I feel like I'm about to be late. And we can't be late. And then
you were so considerate. You were like, I don't want my guests to be in the sun.
I don't want my guests to be in the sun outside sweating. And I'm that person that's like, and they're sitting there waiting. And it was like, you're the bride. I'm like, that doesn't matter. It's not about being the bride.
And I'm like, listen to the bride on her wedding day talk about it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I don't want to be late. And then my man is out there and he gonna have his tux on. He's standing outside.
You were so detailed concerned.
I was just like, then it's like, what is she doing? And what's going on over here? Why isn't this happening? And you had to just like pull my head. You literally turned my face at one point.
Yes.
Told me to close my eyes. You pulled out a crystal.
Yes. Clear quartz crystal.
Put my hands properly, like the correct way, over them,
around them,
and then we did breathing exercises. You did some positive affirmations.
Yes,
like it was. I can't imagine. Like that's not normal. I know that's not normal.
It's not.
And I was just like, it was perfect. It was like because I was about to completely lose it at one point. Yes. I just had so much jitter.
Where, if you had started crying, it would have been very much like that funeral cry of like a dear loved one that you can't reel them back in from, but we don't have much time.
Yeah, we don't need this right now.
So. It's so crazy. So you're the only bride that I've giving crystals to calm down. I will say that.
I was wondering. Okay. Was
yeah,
that
so
because I needed it? Like, what was?
yeah, we both needed it. So I'll say this. So in the morning times I do meditation. So I have a few crystals that I just like to have out. But when I was traveling, I was just like, am I going to have time to meditate? Am I not? Like what that's going to be like. Just for comfort, let's bring, some clear quartz. And I brought my lapis lazuli. So I was like, I'm going to leave them at the room. This is me packing for coming to your bridal suite. Mm-hmm. So I had a chance to meditate, and I was just like, I'm going to just lock them in the safe and, keep it moving. But I wanted to cleanse them at the beach, which requires me to bury them in sand for a little while. So I was like, if I get the opportunity, how cool would it be to clean my crystals at the beach in Mexico? Like, how cool would that be? So I just tossed them in my, bag to come along with me. And brought them. And so as the day was going, you were like moving around. I was fine with that. My energy was cool with that. But when you sat down, so here's where kind of like professional and personal kind of like started to merge. Mm-hmm. Like, how you're so personal with the person, you could be like, listen, I need you to pull it together. Like, yeah, do this. Like, come on. But the professional in me still felt like, how do we approach this, situation?
You want to hit me with some old school, look, okay?
Listen, hey, rest your nerves. Like,
shut your ass up, sit your ass down, turn around, so mind your business.
I just felt myself, because I'm in the room, a part of some of this chaos as well. And I've had to ring in bridesmaids and brides friends, on my own time. I've even had to clear out a whole bridal suite and put everybody out so I can get my bride to just sit and be still. Mm-hmm. So it was one of those things where it was just, the four of us, and it was like, I'm not in a position to pull my bridemaid wrangling techniques
right now. Yeah,
really
we don't
out.
Have time for this right now.
Yeah. So what else can I do? And I just. Something was just like, Crystal, back pocket, remember? So I was just like, that's what she needs. And I hope she's okay with this because, not everybody may be receptive to that.
I'd never done any, I was like, fully,
she's going to do it today. She's going to be all right with it today.
No, yeah, we have to talk on the side note about that too because I need to know more. We might have to do a separate show about that type of stuff. But it centered me. You were able to center me.
And it was immediate, too. It wasn't like, come on, like, I hope this works. It was like...
I was like, okay, what you got?
Was a distraction.
Give it to me.
Because you were like, what's this? What you got? So it automatically took your mind off everything bridal. Like, everything bridal. Yes. You were just like, what is this? Why are you giving me this? Close my eyes. What? So I knew I had your attention. And immediately, like, you were just like, back to it. And I remember asking you, like, what are we doing tomorrow?
Right.
Like, being a wife.
And then at one point it was like, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
I don't know. Snap out of it. You're being a wife. But yeah, so that was like, I think that might be something new for me to like just do it, have or maybe have for certain, brides that I've come to be personal with in that realm. But it definitely worked for you. And it was a God sent blessing that I really don't know in that moment, like what would have made you calm down. Like even if you had exploded or cried, I don't think even that would have.
Yeah, getting it out wouldn't have been helpful. And then I'm not a religious person, so for me that crystal was right up, like it was right up my alley. If you would have said close your eyes, let's pray, I would have had to shut that one down just because it's not true to me. It's not true to my heart, so I wouldn't have been. Yeah, I would. It's like I appreciate that, but that's just not going to speak to me. Yeah.
For you, yeah. Same here for me. I won't say that I'm like super religious because I feel like there's too much order. Personally, just me being personal, but I do find peace in meditation, just being centered. No matter what the faith is, I feel like all religions or denominations of religion require order. Absolutely. And so for me, I just feel like if I'm centered, I'm peaceful. And I'm taking energy from you, as you're giving out those nervous vibes. And the moment I feel nervous, my whole hand gets shaky. My game gets off. So it's like, listen, we both going to be calm today.
Right.
Like,
This was not going to happen. Right?
Here we go. And so I was just happy that it definitely worked out for you. And we got done. Like, I feel like as soon as we were done, it was like, boop, out the chair, like, in your dress. Everything else was just like, no, it was very much no problems getting you in your dress, fastened up, pictures taken, like, shuttle came early, which was perfect. Like, that was
scary.
Why? Because it felt like you had to be gone.
Yeah, that was like the thing for me. The shuttle came early, which is a good thing. We weren't waiting on the shuttle, but just knowing that it was there was like, okay, so they said we're early, but still, it's like, okay, that means it's like game time for real. Like,
listen,
like it's ready for me to get into
go. And you still probably had like 45, 30 minutes before it was time for us to go.
Yeah,
that's okay.
So I'm trying to think. Let's just say I hadn't had you.
Okay. Ooh.
Now, first of all, I could not imagine.
Well, I appreciate it.
My weekend would be impossible without you. Hands down, I just really, really feel strongly, and I've been saying it, and I feel so very strongly that if you're working out your budget, figure out a way, try to make that something that is important. It's just, yeah. I'm not no super duper like glamazon queen where it's like I don't go nowhere without my makeup. I'm not that person at all.
Yeah.
But this is a really special weekend, and at what point, like, I was like Beyonce, y'all, like, for real, like, I had my little moments where it's like, first of all, you've never had so many people taking pictures of you in your life.
Oh, my goodness.
And I guess I'll say, like, for me, my actual high school graduation wasn't a thing. Like, we took, you took a couple pictures. Family didn't come out. It wasn't a huge thing. We didn't have a party. I have never been celebrated as much as I was celebrated that weekend. Like, college graduation did not happen. And then, just there are other maybe times when people do get these celebrations, like you have your quinceañeras and your
birthdays and stuff. Yeah. But there's like a cap on the celebration.
Right.
Even though it's like we just celebrated her last year. It's her birthday every
year.
Yeah,
your birthday. Like, I'm a birthday person, so you take pictures and you do that. And you do things, but there's nothing that's anywhere near on the scale as your wedding, especially if you decide to do a destination wedding. But even if you don't have a destination wedding, because I know I do have listeners out here who don't have them, they just love listening to the show, which, hey, shout out to y'all, love y'all. Or people who haven't had them at all. If you have some sort of event, I think it's a good idea to have like that person with you all day if possible. It's just like an extra piece, but you don't want to like get your makeup done and then have to figure out how to maintain it for the rest of the day. That just adds this additional thought process and responsibility that really doesn't have to be
there. Yeah.
And people, like, there were so many cameras and so much. Everybody wants to.
Your friends and family came not to play. Like, they had reserved battery packs on them for their cell phones. I think I have some of the most candid, like, videos of you. That's another thing. It wasn't just photos.
That's the other thing. There were videos that catch everything. Like, yes. So there's a moment on, say, like Thursday when my face just hurt. I love all of my guests. Obviously, I love it. I was just tired of taking pictures, and I just knew that it was like and I was at a point where, like, we had a margarita bar where they said, they made margaritas for you, and it's salsa and chips and guac. I never got any chips and guac and salsa. Never had it. Didn't even know it existed until the end. I forgot that we even ordered that, and I heard it was good.
Bomb.
We had this full margarita bar with, like, the guy who, like, stacks margaritas on top of his head. Never experienced him. I've only seen him in photos still. Like, we saw him in photos for reviews, and I never got that because
he was there.
Busy. Yeah, I saw it in pictures. I saw it in people's photos afterwards. I had never experienced him, and I was so excited about him. But then still, my photos, I didn't want to have a zillion pictures of me with a margarita in my hand. So every time someone wants to take a picture, for the most part, put it down, and then you lose it, and then you want another one. And if one person wants one, and everybody else wants one too. Or if you took one with them in this area, now they found another photo op. Ooh, I want one over here too. Or, you got that one. And I was just like,
you have such a beautiful view.
It was beautiful, so it was great. But the thing, so I say all of that to say, I
She had the
didn't have to.
paparazzi there,
Yes,
okay?
you
Like the
you
paps
have
were out.
so many cameras in your face, like for real, for real. And then like we had friends with like the professional Canons.
Yeah,
Like I
they
need
had some
one for the
Canons with some
blog
lenses on
with
them.
the lenses, and they're got so close and so up in there, and the photos are
Yeah,
beautiful.
very
Why?
beautiful.
Because I had, I mean, like for real, I had my
Oh,
makeup professionally done, and she kept me right. If I was sweating too much, give me a little pat, you know. And it
yeah,
wasn't. She was there, but she wasn't there. You know what I mean? It wasn't
yeah.
like an uncomfortable. And I don't think anyone ever like everyone loved her, and no one was
Everyone was
like
not.
a ooh, Omi's just so fancy. They might. Some people might have been, and
Yeah,
they
probably thought it
might.
was a little bit, maybe.
But guess what? I got great
But
pictures.
so
My
what,
pictures
right?
are bomb. And that means that they probably shouldn't have been at my wedding if they was sitting there thinking that
No,
about me because they know
it
my
was
heart.
it
But
was one
anyway.
of those things. It's like I didn't want to be like, okay, so you have that makeup artist that needs to be like caught in photos working,
Yeah,
like
like the
look at me
photo op
working.
ones. And it's
Yeah,
like, just let your work speak for
no, I
yourself.
just was
Yeah.
like, did she just try to wipe her face with her hand? Let me get up. Let me
Yes, what in
stop
my
on these
all white
chips. Yeah,
outfit.
like let me go and pull a towel out for her. So
Yeah,
like,
go wash your hands or
yeah,
whatever.
they
Yeah.
should very much have an idea for you. So what I will say though is that every beauty pro won't operate like how I do. Some beauty pros will say, you know, this is how many hours you have me, you know, and they put a cutoff on. But you and Che were like so nice, so generous to like have me at all the events as a guest. So there's a difference to say, oh, we have a plate for you. We're going to feed you when you come.
Right.
It's another thing to say, this is your chair. This is your placemat. This is, you know, like, and you gave me the opportunity to feel like a guest as well, even if my brain was like, work, 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 work. Where's she doing? Is that okay? Like, you
Right.
know, it
So
was a
question
cool
with that
feeling.
is that now in my mind that just only made sense. You were coming for my destination wedding to provide me a service during it. So
So
like say
here's,
we have photographers, but our
yeah.
photographers are local, and we had to not had to feed them, but we fed them and make sure
Mm-hmm.
that they were vegetarians, so we made sure that they had a meal and
Yeah.
they ate when. But when you have someone who's there, and I felt like you were there for that, was that not like, is that not
Well,
normal? I don't
for
know.
us, what we talked about and what I knew I was going in doing, what I'll say is that you had a custom day rate destination package.
Ah,
So
okay.
every day we talked about something different. You had me there early enough. Like we had talked about what it was going to take to do that. And
Right.
at some point it just became, we can't bundle you in. We just have to make it custom.
Right.
Do not be afraid to ask for custom details. Like if you know that she's doing your makeup at 11 o'clock in the morning for like a brunch, and then you know that at 6 o'clock you're having an evening out or a date night on the town or something, plan for that time frame. You know what I mean? Like really talk it out with your Desti Pro. Like, what time are you coming? What time will that be done? Let's put 30 minutes of cushion into that. And then you have 3 hours to yourself. We'll be back in our room and I should see you at this time for the touch-ups or redo. Like you need
Got
to
you.
have that
Make
in
sure
place
it's
because
customized or
yeah, because
all. I guess everything was understood. We already
yeah.
knew what was the expectation both
Yeah.
both ways.
I like to
Okay.
think that what you had is what I'd call like, just like your resort all inclusive. It was an all inclusive beauty weekend.
Right.
Like I was included in the events as a guest, but I also, in my purse, I had lip gloss, I had tissues, I had a puff. It wasn't like I came to work, but I was very much on my work mode should I, need it to be.
Right. So I guess
Like it just made sense.
yeah, so if someone wasn't able to do that, what they could do is like, I guess like there's levels to it is what is
Yes.
from.
No, you're right.
So they could, if you can't do that and you can't have her there for everything, then
Like say you only
you're
need me for
there, you do my makeup on Friday and then I still go off on Friday, because the reality is, yes, you were treated as a guest, and we paid for everything. Like we had upgraded everything.
Yeah,
All of our dinners
everything.
were upgraded. Like we added lobster to every dish.
Yeah.
We did personalized place
Yeah.
cards, handmade, every single thing.
Everything
Like
was
you were included with it
cared
all.
for. Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. But if you don't want to do that, or if you're not able to do that, then you have the option
Yeah, you have the option to book your artist as if you were back in the States. So you would some artists will charge you for the days that they travel, because technically while they're traveling for your wedding, they're not able to physically make money back at home at the salon or at the studio.
Right.
So they'll charge you a day rate for traveling, and then they'll charge you like a half day rate for hours or hours of service. So like you'll get, let's just say a 6-hour day, which means we can do hair and makeup in the first 3 hours of the day. And then I would come back and do hair and makeup another 3 hours at the end of the day or whenever we had planned for you to have that switch up done. And then I would be off for all the rest of the time until the next call time for me to be to you.
Need me during these time slots.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a more affordable way to do it. And then at best, if you must have a Desti Pro or Beauty Pro, but it can only be for your ceremony, do the full day. Just do the full day. So it's going to be like a arrival the day before. You always want your pro, if you can, have them come the day before for no hiccups.
Shit happens.
Yeah, especially if it's just a one-day thing. Like if you're just booking them for a Saturday ceremony and then they're flying back out on Sunday, bring them in on Friday. Have that, secured. Then have them for an 8 to 10 hour day for the ceremony. So they're with you the whole time and then packing it up on Sunday. But if you can do it how Omi did it, and I mean, even though I traveled on the day that I was doing makeup, right. We had planned for that when we were booking the flights that I was going to be taking an early morning. It wasn't sprung on.
What I couldn't do is have her come the day before. I couldn't do that piece. Yeah. That's an extra room day. So what we decided instead was to move it and extend it and do it in a different way. So we did. You arrived Thursday.
And arrived prepared. That's the reason why I brought my makeup on as a checked bag, because I knew what I had to do coming in. So as long as you have an understanding with your artists, what the time schedule looks like, what do you really need from them? If you're not the glamazon, like fully glam, make sure I'm perfect bride, then you probably don't need a 10-hour day rate with your artist. You probably just need a 4-hour, 5-hour.
Right.
So talk to your artists about what they can do. And if they tell you what they can't do, put them on the maybe list. Right. And look for someone else, because
I don't be doing that. I'm not doing that. Okay.
Well, I can't bring you out the country if you got too many can'ts in a place where I need you to be like, okay, yes, yeah. Right. Even if she is even if you had only contracted me for like 4 hours, I still cared enough to be like, if she called me, I would come running. Right. I wouldn't be like, no, I need to swipe your card before I come out my room. You don't need that. You just need someone that's going to it's understood.
Right.
And the understanding lasts through the whole time that you're, working with that professional.
Yeah. Because yes, the photography is real. And I mean, you're paying a whole lot of money for your photos. So
Beauty Pro tip
I think that it's important to do that.
Yeah. Ask your Beauty Pro if she works with photographers. Because that's another thing. I was there for your, photos. When you guys were off into the jungle, I was like,
yes, you were standing right there.
She can't go by herself over there like that. It's no, but because my working with photographers and photo shoots and magazines, it gives me a different eye. Your photographers never once asked me to do anything to you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, and I think there's a moment where my back was to the ocean and I had my hair in a ponytail, and you get the flyaways, and I thought I felt something to begin with, and at one point I was just like, okay, my hair's blowing in the wind, so we just gonna catch this natural wind blow that's happening. But it was a little piece that was there, and she's like, hold up, wait a minute,
wait a second,
got a little hairspray, go ahead and spray, get that done, okay,
and go
get that back. So
you definitely want to ask those kind of questions, in what aspect of makeup artistry do they work? If it's a side job and they have a passport, maybe not the best person to hire, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you definitely want to ask those questions. Ask about photography. Ask about what they're bringing, how they travel, how they pack. Are they okay with last minute changes?
Now here's another question.
Yeah.
And I'll figure out a way to work this together because I'm obviously keeping you. So I'll figure out a way to
merge it.
Work. Yeah. Or cut it or pick it or something. It could be two different things. But we'll figure that out. Yeah. But question, if someone doesn't, they can't do it. Okay. They can't have a full-on beauty pro
come.
come.
Okay.
But they have a cousin that does makeup.
Yeah.
or sister, whatever. Someone
Yeah.
does makeup and you're going to
Somebody
have, them do it for you. What types of tips can you offer to that person? Like that.
have a bridal trial. Have a trial. Treat them like, okay, so low key, if you're not going to pay them, be friendly about, what your process is with them,
Uh-huh.
If they offer to do it, get the understanding. Let me just say that, because it's very real, business and family can be awkward, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they just are really good at doing their own makeup, like it's not their profession, they're just really good, they've done your makeup for a party or two, and you're okay with letting them do it, have a trial, have an understanding, because your guest
Or
paid to
he.
be at,
But yeah,
or
right.
he, yeah, they paid to be at your wedding, or he gets there, and now it's like you're calling like, hey, I need you to come, do my makeup. And they're like, we just got to the pool, or
Right. Now you're
like
infringing on their stuff.
on their time. So
So a good thing to probably do would be to, if you can't pay the full on price, then subsidize in some way.
yeah,
Maybe pay for, the room, or maybe pay for the flight, or maybe put in something, or decide to pay them separately. You have to pay for
yeah.
something. I don't think getting free makeup necessarily is a thing, but
No,
if
but
somehow you do get the freebie, then
and
I
have
guess.
an understanding. Just it needs to be understood what you expect, what they're agreeing to. If like LaShawn is like a really cool makeup artist, she does her own makeup, like and then you say, listen, LaShawn, when we get there, I'm telling you now, at 3 o'clock on Thursday, I need for you to be doing my makeup. Are
Right.
you sure? You don't have no excursions. You're not going to be,
Right. Ooh,
like,
yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
make sure that that person's available to you and they have a spirit of being available to you, kind of thing. Like they're considerate of getting there on time to you and helping you out. You need that consideration when you're working with friends. Forget hiring, just working with friends and family in general.
Okay. And what advice can you offer to LaShawn?
I would tell LaShawn that if she's going to know what you're agreeing to. If you've gone dress shopping with your bride, and she's been a pain in your side, and you just wish she would just pick a color and like move on, or she's having those bridezilla moments. Remember, like we said about your Desti Beauty Pro, what is happening here might just happen there, and because she's the bride, there on an extreme level. So
Yeah.
LaShawn
Go
needs
to
to be
multiply that.
prepared.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she better be prepared to not forget anything, because she's personal, she's not necessarily a professional. Said bride may feel inclined to like let her have it. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you forgot the lashes. Like, how could you,
Yeah.
because there's this, again, you need to have this understanding, like a real agreement. And if you deep down in your heart feel like your LaShawn isn't the best person, have a makeup lesson with a professional. Just get it down. Learn how to do your own makeup.
Just in case.
Yeah, and go from there. It's nothing wrong with doing your own makeup on wedding day. A lot of beauty pros make you feel bad about that too, But there's nothing wrong with getting the help to do it the right way. Even when I'm teaching everyday women how to do their makeup, I say, add that makeup artist vibe to it. Like, treat you like you want, your makeup artist to do your face. Like, you should hold the brush fancy like you see me hold. Like, if you give yourself that zhuzh, like, when you do your own hair and you like try to do it like you do at the salon and like really massage the scalp.
Right. That
Give
extra
yourself,
shampoo. Yeah, that
yeah,
extra good.
give yourself that feeling. Like, yeah, you're doing same when you polish your own nails, right? No, you're not the manicurist at the salon, but you're going to paint with precision and,
Right.
keep it neat and get the right tools, and give yourself that. You know what I mean? It's going to cost you way less than bringing somebody, but at least you have that moment, to really improve it in some way. Desti Pro, really good friend, or myself. And I think everything else is just going to be at a level of whose help do I need? You know what I mean? Like for doing your hair, do I really need them to be my person for makeup, or do I just need LaShawn's help? so she can
Right.
see the back of my hair, what I'm doing here. Or
Right.
is she the bride friend that's going to tell you, your brow, this brow's off a little bit, go
Yeah.
back and fix that one. You could just have that person. She doesn't have to be doing your face. She could just be giving you like pointers, on what doesn't look too good.
Okay. Thank you.
But you have options. Yeah, I wouldn't feel, if you can pay off your makeup. So I had a bride who had a destination wedding here from Sierra Leone. She booked me 2 years in advance,
Oh,
and we
so
did
she did the
payments.
payments.
She did the payment. So don't ever feel like you're reaching out too soon. And as long as you have
And you
your,
said gifting is a thing too. I remember in episode 3
yeah,
we talked about that.
yeah. So you have options before you just flat out say, I can't afford it.
Right.
Put it out there in the vibes that you can afford it and try your best to afford it. Like I feel like the most expensive part of hiring, maybe we should talk about that. The most expensive part of hiring a beauty pro is travel and accommodations, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that you can't really figure
Get
out with the
around.
plane tickets. Yeah, you got to spend that money. Now, you can definitely rate shop when it comes to the professional, right? One person charges one price, the other person charges this price. You just need to decide on whose work you like the best based on the price point you're paying.
Right.
So that's where you can control the budget, or you could pay it off over a certain amount of time. So I would definitely like just really, and a trial and a consultation aren't the same thing. Trial is when you're test running your makeup. Consultation is when you're just sitting down with this person and saying, listen, I'm getting married here. This is what I have thought about. This is what I think I want to look like. Tell me what you do, how you do, what's your policy, how it works. That's a conversational meeting.
Before your trial, obviously.
Before my trial. I don't want to sit down in a chair and love how you've done everything for me. And then
And
we
then
go
it
to the
doesn't work
table.
out.
Yeah, then we go to the table to talk business, and you're like, oh no, I have 2 kids. I don't fly out on Sundays because we do church. What? But I really like your makeup.
Yeah, or that's my birthday. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Not available. Booked.
Not available.
Whatever.
So have a consultation. If your artist is, I'm in DC, you're in Pittsburgh,
Right.
Skype it out. Like they shouldn't be afraid to talk to you, see you, email you, call you. That's first indication that there's somebody that you can like work with. Is their availability to you, and the questions they answer for you. They don't have a direct answer, or they're like shooting around, or they're using a lot of word fillers like, and you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you mean. You're the professional. Explain to me
Right.
what you're talking about. So I would definitely have a list of things to ask and put your craziest questions out there. Like I said,
Give us 3 questions to
three
ask.
three questions to ask is, what's your cancellation policy? You need to know cancellation policy. Like, what money can you get back? What money can't you get back? What are they responsible for? Like, you need to know cancellation policies. You need to know booking policies as well.
Deposit or this book by this time.
What has to be
lodging.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
How does that work? You need to know all the hidden fees. Makeup artists have hidden fees. I have hidden fees. Like they just happen, So you need to know all the fees that are associated with that. So that's just one: cancellation, booking, and fees. You need to know those things. The second question is, do you do my style of makeup? If I work, in the drag world, and you're like, I just like to look like I have a cute, kiss of glow, I might not be the artist for you. So, do you have a style? Like, what's your signature style? And if you're looking at the websites, you need to see a cohesiveness of signature styles, right? Mine is clean glamour. I don't care how much eyeshadow you want, how much lipstick you want. That skin is always consistent across the board. So
it is.
You could easily come to me and say, I really like that photo. I just don't want that much eyeshadow. Or I really love lashes and I like this. You can be able to show her own work and say, I like this, I like that. And then they have an idea of it. So yeah, do you do my style of work? Do you do my technique? Traditional airbrush. If you're looking for an airbrush artist, I don't care how much she's, perfect for you. She's not perfect if she doesn't do what it is that you're seeking. You're seeking airbrush. So I would definitely look for or ask those type of questions. You know what I'm saying? Ask those type of questions. And then I think another important question to ask, I would ask about experience, right? What's your experience? And I would ask, just the scale of weddings, like how big, how small, because it'll give you a range of what they can or can't deal with. And I don't mean by people. I mean, like, if you say, what's the smallest wedding you've done? For me, the smallest wedding I've done is an elopement. Just one person, just the bride, right? Mm-hmm. What's the biggest wedding you've done? Oh, 15 people. Does it say that I can handle 15 people? Yes. But what's the bigger picture? I can be in a chaotic situation and hold my own.
Oh, 15 makeup you've done. I'm like, yes. That's not a big wedding. My wedding was bigger than 15. Okay. That's a lot. Yeah, 15 bridesmaids,
that pressure, it just says that I'm able to work in those, environments. So ask those questions like, it's the smallest wedding, the biggest wedding, get to know them. Talk. I have people who ask me about, being a mom. That matters to some of my brides, they have kids in their weddings and things like that.
Yeah.
I have people who ask me, am I okay with working with seniors? I'm just like, yeah, you ask what you feel is important to know. And then some, you know what I mean? Like elaborate on a question. So if you say, what's your, booking policies? Or if you say, do you have any hidden fees? And they say, what do you mean by hidden fees? Like, what's your policy for if I'm late?
Right.
What's the policy if I'm, if I accidentally break something? If I spill my mimosa on your makeup, like you really want to know those. It happens.
You break it, you buy it. If you break it, you buy it. That's my policy.
You want to know those type of,
I send you a bill.
I send you an invoice. You good. But you really want to, know those type of, you want to know those type of things. Ask for a reference. There's nothing wrong with asking for it. It's a job interview. I'm interviewing for a job at the end of the day. Yeah, you choosing me because of my skill set, but it's an understanding.
You need to make sure that you're a good fit too. So you might like your work, but that doesn't mean that it works for you.
You know what I mean? So I would just say, ask those questions. If you can meet them or have a Skype, you always feel vibes from people. If you're feeling them, you're feeling them. But don't be afraid if you don't get all your questions out in the first meeting. Don't be afraid to come back in an email, or a phone call and say, "Hey, oh my God, I forgot to ask this." Or my friend mentioned this, And again, if you hear that irritation in the background, probably not the person for you.
Right.
But I would say for sure, finding out what the policies are. Definitely finding out if they do your style of makeup. And then, oh gosh, what did I say the last one was? The last one is experience. Yeah. Getting the background check. And
seriously. And the other thing nowadays is people are stealing people's pictures and stuff. So you don't know that that's what it is. I ended up, this is kind of crazy, but I ended up someone reached out to me and was like, oh, hey, where did you get your hair from for your wedding? And I was like, oh, I always get my hair from the same place, whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, I could have sworn I saw a picture of you like on a vacation separately.
Oh my god.
And it's like on someone's hair, Instagram. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's you. So she's doing her research to try to find it and figure it out. But she's like, I know your face pretty well.
That happens.
But I was
people
that was kind of interesting. But then we also have I ended up interviewing a Desti who it was photographer related or videographer. I can't remember if it was photographer or videographer. But same situation where the whole site has these beautiful photos.
Yeah.
She booked them and then continued to look and dig and found the same photos on someone else's site and then reached out to those other people like, hey, is this you? And she's like, yeah, this is definitely me. And then it turned out that the people who she booked weren't her. So, it's just... That's unfortunate, but
it's
it is
really
what it is.
unfortunate. And because
so get that background check, and like
yeah,
a real background check too, because you could just tell them. That's the other thing. Like if they give you someone's information, it could be my cousin who's referring and agreeing. So you kind of really need to.
I would say not be afraid to ask. So one of my photographer friends, they get asked for their previous weddings, like, you know, can I have your last client's, you know, contact information or something like that, email address or something.
Yeah.
And then worst case scenario, go through the IG and you know, investigate it out. Like a lot of people, I think even in some of the posts I've had with you up to date, I've tagged you,
right,
you know, in the photos. So look for
my
those
photographers
tags.
tag me. Same thing.
If the vendor isn't tagging somebody in the, you know, into the comment or mentioning them, I would definitely, you know, have a raised eyebrow about it. But you just really have to research. And I feel like people who are working long distance can get taken advantage of more than the person who's face to face. And it's hard to trust a makeup artist. I hate to say this in a negative tone, but in my years of service in this industry, I've saved wedding days where brides have paid in full makeup artists who do not answer the phone and do not show up. So
do you pay in full? Is that a thing? Like,
so,
is that supposed to happen?
When I say, this particular client that I'm talking about, she paid, I guess, her retainer deposit and then paid up the rest of her balance before the wedding. So I do take full payments 30 days prior to the wedding. It works for both of us. I can be clear and secured in my head to make my plan.
You can't do someone's makeup and then they don't pay you because they don't whatever they want to say.
And for you have last minute expenses, things that just popped up out the blue that you had to come out the pocket for. Like you don't need to be trying to pay me 2 weeks before traveling. Like that. It's just that clear up the headaches where you can. But yeah, I would totally just interview, ask, you know, read reviews, Yelp reviews, Wedding Wire, The Knot, like wherever they have themselves posted and advertised. And the people who write the reviews, if they have their name or their information or something like that, inbox them.
Yeah, because people will do the fake reviews. So
ask about personality. When you're asking somebody else about their vendors, you should be asking about the personality because you know the work. That's how they're on your list, right? You already know what their work is going to be. You need to ask, you know, was it fun working with them? Were they nice? Yes. Yeah. Were they nice? Did they try their best? You know, you want to know those things.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you. I've got all types of things scrolling around, so you'll be in the when it starts in our group and all that good stuff. But thank you so very much.
Oh, thanks for having me. I had a ball, like legit blast. Had a blast.
And I can pick your brain forever. So and I fully intend to. So but yeah, thank you so very much. Thank you for making me wonderful for my wedding and rolling with me and getting me together because these photos are starting to roll in and they're looking great.
I would not have had it any other way. Like even while we were there, I was just like, yeah, I don't see how this would have happened. You know, like how's that happening?
She needed me.
So many words.
You're like, look at her needing me, right? Look, what the hell would she do? Look at her over there. What the hell would she do if I wasn't?
Let me go be there for her. No, it definitely was one of those things. I genuinely felt happy that I was there as much as I could feel how happy you were there, you know, were happy to have me there.
Yeah.
I could feel both ways. Even Che was like super sweet about it. Like
I had wedding guests. First of all, I'm hearing that I had wedding guests that came to you to thank you. Like you did wonderful.
Yes.
But then even afterwards, I've met with my friends here and they're like, yo, Ivory was so amazing. Like she was just on it, and her personality. Like, people have been raving about you
I'm so
because
happy
you're not
about that.
a guest. You know what I mean? They don't. You were.
No,
Yeah.
It don't take me long to make friends.
Right.
Let me tell you something. One thing about doing destination weddings is that you will be the lone star. Like, you're there to do your job, but then when you are a part of the events, you're kind of like solo,
Right.
or like,
Yeah.
oh, I only know the bride, and I may know the groom a little bit.
Right.
So I was determined that you had a good group at the welcome party. I just knew, like, people were walking up to me, like, introducing themselves, and it was just like immediately at ease. Like, I was going to have a good time. After the welcome party, I had dinner with all your friends.
That's the funny thing. Yeah, we had dinner with we had no time ever.
Friends.
And people like, yeah, we was at dinner with Evan, and she's great, and then her makeup, and you look great, and like, look,
I had a ball.
know I ain't do this, so this was not me.
Your friends were so nice. It was genuine. I'm like friends with them like now on Facebook and
right. Hey, is Ivory? How we gonna get her up here? When is she coming? We need to get a road trip.
Sending those friend requests out. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
here for it. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed myself. Really had a really good time. And there's we're wrapping up, but my head is like, oh yeah.
We definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely figure something out. So we're good with that.
Yeah, it was really good. You guys had a really good event. I was really happy to be a part of it and to be a part of Bride Friends. Like, to be able to talk about this and be so honest in this space.
It's necessary. I feel like it's very necessary.
Yeah.
So the next phase, and I've talked about it lightly, but I'm gonna actually say it right now.
Say it, girl.
Speak it out into reality.
Put it out there. Put it out there.
We want to do live video. We're talking about it, and first of all, we have an amazingly great time talking to each other.
Yeah, we do.
But Facebook Live, hitting those, getting that private group coming. So stay tuned. On this episode, at the end of it, I'll give more information about it. But we're gonna schedule some Desti Beauty chats. So some regular times for us to talk, and then you guys can ask questions, and we can answer them live. And
listen, the best thing about being able to see somebody is to see their expressions. And Omi and I have some freaking expressions.
Yeah, I think it's just important to be, to be able to be out there for real, and to really, really, truly know that, just know who you're talking to and know who's outside of just looking at photos. So that's the next phase of Bride Friends that's coming. It's coming soon.
I'm here for it. I'm ready because you're cute. People need to see your face. When Martin say, "Face belongs on the tizoo."
You're so silly. I just love you. So yeah,
I love you too.
Well, thank you, ma'am.